What's going on, and welcome back. Week 15 is upon us. About to hit you with some DFS. Starting things off, my lock of the week is going to be CMC against Seattle on Thursday night. Give me your thoughts on that.
Oh, yeah. CMC about to go off this week, man. You got him. Nice Seattle matchup. Deebo Samuel's going out. And then, the strange thing about this, Seattle is kind of decent at, defending the pass. But, look, CMC do everything, guy. I think that's a safe bet to explode this week. So, I'm loving the ceiling on that one. Man, listen, I was looking at the quarterbacks, right? And I was kind of just scrolling down, looking through everybody's list. This is one guy that stands out to me this week, man. Justin Herbert, right? You got a bad Tennessee defense. And, I just feel like he's about to sling it all over the field. He's heating up at the right time. They're finally getting healthy. So I think you got a guy right here. Even like you see last week, man, look how many times she's throwing it per game. Like the attempts, the 367 passing yards. The touchdowns aren't even there. So just imagine if you get a couple more touchdowns. The ceiling, is definitely high. So I think at the quarterback position this week, definitely Justin Herbert. And just to expand on that, so I like Justin Herbert this week. And I like the opportunity to run a stack. So I was looking at, Keenan Allen, or will we do something with a Mike Williams? But the only driving force for me here, I like Keenan Allen because obviously I feel like he's a guy who's more consistent. Even though Mike Williams has the highest ceiling, he consistently has the higher floor. So I think, you pick a guy like right here, Keenan Allen, who he doesn't always give you the touchdowns, but he will always give you the targets. Obviously, you see the 14 in back-to-back weeks with Justin Herbert, and then if he gets in the end zone, it's just a plus. So I like a Keenan Allen this week.
I like that. The double lock stack.
Yes, sir.
I do want to talk already too. I know we previously talked about high floors.
Yeah.
And my favorite high floor as of late is Zeke going up against Jacksonville this week. So we're looking at a floor of like around 15 points for real in the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks.
And it's crazy. It's like one of those underrated things. Like I know a lot of people like Tony Pollard, and it's like we just talked about. It's just like a guy that's so explosive, right? Because when he does score, he scores in bunches. But Zeke is a guy who, when the Cowboys get in the red zone, and it's close, he's a guy who just has a nose for the end zone, and he's due for a touchdown a game. Like, look at it. We got 1 touchdown, 1, 2. Like, ever since he's been healthy, he's due for a touchdown a game. As long as he's healthy, he's getting a touchdown. So
that's true.
If Zeke playing, look, we can be safe. We can safely say that Zeke is going to get us a touchdown this week, like you say, 15 to 16 points for $20. Hey, I don't feel like you can ask for more right there, so I let that move. So I think we got a solid floor. I'm going to pause right there. I think we got a solid 4 right there when you look at Herbert, McCaffrey, Zeke, and Keenan Allen. So let's go ahead and take a look at the receivers that's left right now. We got 2 spots to fill with an opportunity to fill one in the flex. So I do like CD this week. Here with Jalen Waddle. It's a lot of options. So, okay, stop right there. So, a guy that pops out to me, obviously, is Terry McLaurin right there. You know what I mean? $20, not too expensive. And if you just want to look at what he's done, you don't have to look too far. I mean, he got the same matchup. Obviously, they had the Giants before the bye week, another week to prepare. The Giants pretty beat up in the secondary, 12 targets. You know what I mean? It could be a similar situation. Recency bias. I just seen it. Why not again? So I kind of like it, especially for the price, man. I like Terry McLaurin this week.
I rock with that a lot, actually. I think that makes sense. No, that's a smart play. Staying at wide receiver, we saw what Chris Moore was able to do against Dallas's banged-up secondary last week, and I kind of want to stick to that formula. And I think I like Zay Jones for 14. Nice little cheap play. Possibly going up against Kelvin Joseph.
Yeah.
In a game where they're going to have to throw the ball a lot.
It's crazy because it's like the crazy thing, you say Christian Moore, and it's like, I like Christian Moore against KC. But then you got a guy who, was in a similar matchup. And I feel like around his range for where we're looking, I think a cheap guy like this, 14, he's getting the targets. It makes sense. Calvin's a little beat up in the secondary. I love it. Jay Jones with the opportunity to do more. Maybe he gets a touchdown. You see a 17, 22 points in the last 3 games. So I mean, look, the ceiling is there as long as he gets the target. So I like it a lot.
All right, lock that in. That leaves us with tight end flex and a defense. Talk to me about the tight end position, or do you want to skip straight to flex?
I know we can go tight end. It's a strange year for tight ends, right? It's like I will speak from a personal standpoint. Like you want to pay up for these tight ends, a Kelsey and certain guys like that. But then you look at what has transpired. Even last week, you got a guy, Evan Ingram, who drops 33 out of nowhere. You know what I mean? Like at the tight end position, and it's times I play Kelsey and you spend his money and the output just isn't there. So I kind of like to round my roster out. And then if you think about the tight end position as whole, I would like to just kind of stay cheap, throw a dart in there. Hopefully, a guy who can give you, somewhere north of 10 points, and anything around that is a plus, as long as you can build your roster the right way. So I'm looking through this, and a guy that stands out to me is Cade Otton. You know what I mean? We thought with Cameron Brate coming back, would he kind of lose his touches, lose his starting role? But you see, he was still able to stay in the game, keep his role. He hasn't had the highest floor. He has some mixed output games in there, but you have a team in Cincinnati who is a good matchup. You know what I mean? Like, I think they're the 5th worst against tight ends from a fantasy output. And if you're throwing darts, you around $11 like this, I think it's all about matchup and the potential of what you can get. So I do like Cade Otton this week.
I like that. Pretty much at this point, there's no point, like you said, spending up on tight end. You just pick a guy that's cheap and hope for a touchdown. That's pretty much all you got going for you at this point. So we can lock that in. Moving on, I do want to just skip to defense. So we got, I love this a lot, actually. Got Bill Belichick headed to Vegas to play Josh McDaniels. No one else in the NFL, in my opinion, knows that offense like Josh McDaniels, knows the players on that team like Josh McDaniels.
That's facts.
$11 against a banged-up New England offense. Parker got concussed. Jacoby Myers was out with the concussion. Ramondre rolled up his ankle. Harris was still out. Mac Jones is not very good. I like this a lot for $11.
Absolutely, man. And, the Raiders defense hasn't been that bad. They've kind of been steady when you think about, like, the previous weeks. It's not bad. And for this price right here, like, if we can get anything close to a 8 or a 7, what they've done the past couple of weeks, I think, that's enough. That's enough for what we want to do. I looked at them. Also, you got New Orleans against Atlanta, a couple different other teams right there. But like you say, man, when you think about the factors that go into this game, Josh McDaniels, knowing Bill Belichick, I'm willing to take a bet on the chance of, like a guy that knows him like any other, and the same could be said for both ways. But I do like the Raiders here in the matchup against New England. And look, they're not in Foxborough; they're in Vegas.
Right.
Whatever happens in Vegas, so we'll see. But I do like that opportunity. So that will leave us with around $23, just to go ahead and scan through and see what type of options we got at the flex position. I do like the Vegas Raiders though. I like that.
So from DK down is what we can work with here. Talk to me. Ooh.
So DK. Okay, I'm gonna just go with like who I'm comfortable with. At this point in time. So obviously, DK against a San Fran defense, I don't like that too much. Amari is banged up. Christian Kirk, I would assume Trayvon Diggs is going to be on him. I know he's going to get the targets, but there's a lot of risk there. Now, I like Olave against Atlanta, but I'm looking at 2 guys. I like Isaiah Pacheco against Houston, but will KC stick to the run game? But then I look at a guy who, Knight right there, going against a Detroit defense who's honestly exploded on the scene out of nowhere. You know what I mean? The more I see him, the more I like him. You look at the attempts, the targets, it just seems to be a constant uptick every week. I like that. I like him, Pacheco, and as far as going a little bit lower than that, we'll have to check it out. But I think a guy like this in a favorable matchup. I like it a lot, especially with your quarterback going down. Mike White is hurt. Who you lean on? You lean on your running back. It might be a nice matchup. Right. So
No,
I like that.
I think I like Bam Knight in this situation for 21. With that being said, we'll get stuck with $2 left over, but I'm cool with that. I think I'm more comfortable with Bam. I'm more comfortable with Bam compared to the guys ahead of him, price wise. If you're cool with it,
No, I definitely am.
go to lock that in.
Yeah.
Nice. So just to wrap it up a bit, we got the Herbert and Keenan Allen stack against Tennessee. That is a home game for them as well. We got CMC Thursday night. Zeke headed into Jacksonville, hoping for a repeat performance out of Scary Terry. Thinking maybe Zay Jones can follow in Chris Moore's footsteps. Kate Otten hoping for touchdown upside. All things have gone up for Zonovan Knight the last 3 weeks. We're hoping it can keep trending that way. And then we got the Bill and McDaniels rematch / grudge match coming our way.
Let's go, man. Let's get this money.